monthly paid for the vehicle, and the vehicle now became his property. And during the tenure of this agreement, she had minimal headache because the driver had an understanding that at the end of so and so time, this vehicle will become my property. So she got value for money. She made money. She profited from the business. Hello, everyone. This is another session with us at TWI. Today, we're going to be looking at a very interesting topic. It is building multiple streams of income. Building multiple streams of income. It's very, very important in the world we live in today, particularly in a country like ours, Nigeria, where our incomes are massively shrinking and our expenses are not shrinking correspondingly. We need to think out of the box as to how to multiply our income sources. So that's why we're talking about this today. So we're looking at how to build multiple income streams. So the first thing to note is that for you to talk about building multiple income streams, you should at least be earning some income. All right. So, and how do you earn income? The basic way of earning income is by getting a job, paid employment. The other methodologies will be from owning a business, starting a side hustle, or having investments. So, and these are the basic ways through which people earn income, right? So you need to start earning money through paid employment, or by owning a business, or by having investments, having assets that bring you money. Now, the question is for the other aspect I talked about. How do you grow to have those assets? So having gotten a job, or having started a business, money begins to enter your hand, or enter your pocket or your coffers. And money can enter daily, money can enter monthly. When money enters monthly, if you're not a corrupt person, money enters your account on a monthly basis. Of course, we know that in this part of the world, we have a lot of corrupt civil servants who earn money on a more regular basis than on a monthly basis, but that's none of our concern tonight or today. We are focusing on people who earn regular income, monthly income. So when you earn this kind of income, you need to have what is called a savings plan. We've talked about that in one of our videos on budgeting. If you haven't seen that video, please look it up. It helps you to organize your income and your expenses in a manner that over time you're able to improve your financial outcomes as a person. So from your savings, you can now begin to create multiple income streams. So we're going to talk about how you achieve that. So the first thing is to begin to make income, or to earn income, or to begin to make money from your business. Then the next step is how to set aside. So you set aside some money that you're going to invest. Setting aside money means saving that money. So the next thing that needs to happen is you need to develop a multiple income stream plan. Develop a multiple income stream plan. That's very, very important, because you would note that for most of our sessions, we talk about developing plans. Planning is very key to every successful venture that anybody undertakes. So you will hear a lot about planning in our videos, in our content. You will see so much, you will hear so much about planning. So from your savings plan, you need to now have a multiple income plan. So we talk about our multiple stream of income plan. That plan will then encompass the things that we need to do to earn more money, earn more income, the routes, the avenues through which we intend to acquire more income. You need to put it into your plan, into that multiple stream of income plan. All right. So if you're earning a salary and you want to have 5 streams of income, that means apart from your salary, you need to develop 4 other streams. So you need to be able to identify what are the 4 others I need to have. You need to write them down, and then you need to now organize how you're going to get to the point where those 4 other things you have identified are fetching money for you. It's very important to know that. The next thing that needs to happen is that you need to realize that if you have a regular job, you are actively working to earn a salary, for instance, or you're actively running a business, your multiple income streams that you intend to develop should not be as active as what you're currently doing to earn money. To not be as active as what you're currently doing to earn money. So you need to find out, or you must realize that those other 4 or whatever number of the streams you're looking at should be more passive than what you're currently doing to make money. I need you to understand that, because you might not be able to do several things at the same time actively. You will break down, or you might just suffer at doing it effectively. So it's good to realize that the whatever plan you're putting in there, whatever route or whatever means or avenue you're putting in your multiple income stream plan, they should be largely passive. They should be things that require very, very little amount of your time. That is very important to take note of. So your regular job or your active business or regular business is where you put in a lot of your time, you do it actively. Then the multiple income stream is what you do passively. That's why those things are called passive income streams. Okay, you don't put a lot of time to it. Now, so having said that, so we need to now look at some of the examples of ways or means or routes for passive income. There are several of them. If you have been following our content, you would have heard quite a lot. I'm going to recap many of them, and I'm going to tell you how you can combine many of them. I personally do several of those passive income streams, so we're going to talk about them right now. So the first one we have on our list is stocks, equities in the stock market. You don't get to run the company in which you're buying stocks. You don't get to be part of the day-to-day affairs of the company. All you need to do is the first principles. You get the stockbroker, create the account, get your CSCS number, place your order, buy the shares. They do the paperwork for you and all of that. And then if you now monitor from time to time and do your trading. Of course, for stocks, you can be very active. You can do it actively whilst doing your regular job. That is one exception to the general rule we have cited here. So for stocks, you can actually do it actively. You can make it an everyday thing. You're monitoring the stock prices, you're buying, you're selling, and all of that. But you can also do stocks passively, where you buy and you hold for capital appreciation over time, over the years. That's the approach that a lot of people use. People who are not very, maybe you don't have the luxury of time to monitor and trade very actively, or those who may not have the skill set to actively trade. So they just buy and they just hold and then hope for appreciation. And usually the stock market prices will usually appreciate. So that's one powerful example of an income stream you can add to your portfolio. Another one is the bonds. We talked about that. There's a current FGN savings bond that is ongoing. You don't need to do anything. Once you have a stock brokerage account and you want to subscribe to the FGN bonds, you just talk to your stockbroker. Every month, these bonds are available for purchase. You buy them, they enlist it in the registrars enlist it in your CSCS account, and you get your dividends whenever the dividends are being paid. So you're sure that on a quarterly basis, you're getting money back. That is very, very passive. You don't bother your head with how the FGN gets the money. You don't bother your head how the stockbroker does what they do. You just commit money and money begins to work for you. All right, so that's another example. Another example is mutual funds. Mutual funds are a very exciting example of passive income streams or multiple income streams you can have. Okay, another example is rental income. This one is more of a long-term thing, because if you're not earning so much, or if you don't have a very big business, you might not be able to acquire land and build on it. But for people who have done or have worked for a reasonable length of time and have reasonable financial literacy, you can accumulate some money, you can accumulate a lot in your savings. You can actually buy a plot of land and set up apartments there that people can rent and pay you rental income. So every year you're sure of a certain amount of money. This is another area that a lot of people should pay attention to, because once the structure is there, it is there. You're sure every year you're getting money. And of course, as times change, you can increase the value of your rental income by increasing your rent. Some people increase rent every 2 years, some increase rent every 5 years. Depends on the nature of the landlord or whoever it is that owns the property. Another income stream we're looking at is setting up of small-scale farms, subsistence farms. You can farm at a small scale, not at a commercial scale. It's one way to earn money. And the good thing about farming is that once you have the right knowledge, you can even get the farming done for you without having to get involved physically. If you have the right knowledge, you have the right sets of people to do it for you. They can set up the farm, they can weed the farm, they can apply the fertilizer, they can apply the pesticides. If the kind of crop, if you're doing beans for instance, and you need pesticides and all, they can do all of that for you. And then when your harvest comes out, you get produce from the farm, which you can actually sell and make some money, or you can keep it and use it for consumption. So that way you save money of buying foodstuff. I know people who don't buy foodstuff from the market; they cultivate what they eat, right? So that's one way of earning money. So as we begin to tie up this session, this content, one thing that I want you to put at the back of your mind is that there is need for you to have sufficient knowledge about where you're putting your money. One of the things we teach on this platform is that you shouldn't put money in an area you are not familiar with. You don't have to be an authority, but gain some knowledge, gain some insight, get information, get mentorship if possible. And I strongly recommend mentorship. I strongly recommend getting tutelage on how to do the different things that you want to put your money in, because remember the golden rule of Warren Buffett in investment: never lose money. And one way to ensure that you never lose money is that you're very knowledgeable in what you do. It's important that you have the right knowledge about what you're investing in. Make sure that you have sufficient knowledge about whatever it is you're committing your hard-earned money to. And one last area I want to talk about is transport business. It's a very good avenue for passive income, for additional income, right? You can accumulate some resources, get a bike, get a keke. They're quite expensive nowadays, but you can have a long-term plan and then understand how it works. People make lots of money acquiring those things and giving them to people to ride. I find that one model that really works is the hire purchase model. Okay, you buy the bike and tell the person you ride it for this length of time and remit so and so amount of money. So of course, you bought the bike, for instance, for 500,000 naira. Then you tell the person, the individual that you're handing over the bike to, you remit maybe 600, 650 to me over the course of maybe 6 months or over the course of 1 year. I'm just giving examples, right? And then the person. So the hire purchase works like this. You acquire the property, you acquire the bike or the keke or the vehicle or the bus, whatever it is. Then you look for a trusted driver, a trusted person to handle it. And then if the cost of acquiring that vehicle was maybe 500,000 naira, you go put percentage on it, maybe 10%, 20%. And then the person is supposed to remit that entire sum over a period in installments, maybe over monthly installments. So let's say you finally pegged the sell price for 700,000. So you divide that 700,000 by the number of months within which the person is supposed to have cleared the payments. So let's say 700,000 over 1 year. So you divide 700,000 by 12. So the individual is expected to remit that amount of money on a monthly basis. And by the end of 12 months, the vehicle becomes his property. That system works very well because the person has a sense of ownership. He has a vision that at the end of 12 months, that vehicle is going to be his property. Some people use the other method of just collecting income without giving any sense of ownership to the driver or the person you're handing it over to. Just agree for the person to remit money on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, and there's nothing for the person to look forward to. If you use that strategy, you find that you'll get your fingers burnt, because most times those drivers get to default and they begin to swindle you. They begin to come up with all kinds of excuses. The vehicle broke down here, the vehicle broke down there, this, that. Auntie Roslyn, my aunt, is a classical example of this business model I just highlighted. She got a vehicle a couple of years back, and she added her own amount, her profit, on the value for which she bought the vehicle. And then she looked for a trusted driver, and she handed over this vehicle to this driver. And the driver was remitting money on a monthly basis. What we found is that at the end of the tenure of the agreement, the driver had completely paid for the vehicle, and the vehicle now became his property. And during the tenure of this agreement, she had minimal headache because the driver had an understanding that at the end of so and so time, this vehicle will become my property. So she got value for money, she made money, she profited from the business, and the driver was happy. It was win-win, right? So I strongly recommend that for transport business, you do a hire purchase approach. You will never regret it. Make sure you get a trusted driver. Make sure you get a guarantor. Make sure you do your due diligence on the person. Do your necessary legal paperwork. Get your legal frameworks in place. Don't just jump at it and say, they told you that hire purchase works. Yes, make sure you protect yourself. Get a lawyer, do an agreement, get a guarantor, do your due diligence, get all the paperwork you need to get done, and then you're going to make all the money. That aunt of mine, Auntie Rosalind, is currently on her third project, third vehicle in the last 5 years. It's an amazing way to make passive income. She's making money, she's meeting her needs, and she's accumulating resources for the next vehicle she's going to procure. So you want to look at that model for passive income, multiple income stream generation. So on this note, we'd like to thank you for being a part of our video today. In case you are yet to subscribe to our channel, we plead and we ask that you subscribe, watch our videos, share them, like them, comment in the comment sections, and take advantage of all the wonderful offerings we have for wonderful people like you. So until next time, thank you for watching and have a good time. Bye.